Hello, everybody. This is Texas Danny. I'm coming to you from early Saturday morning, June the 19th, 2021, here in Texas, the state of Texas, in an incredible, ever changing earth. I'm going to make this very brief and I'm going to make it just a quick summation. And I'm going to try to explain myself to everyone as best I can based on what I'm seeing. This, of course, is only my personal opinion based on what I'm observing and what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing, also based on the experience of someone who is quantum affected, also known as Mandela affected upon the face of the earth, this ever-changing earth. And let me show you. Now, I'm using this cell phone as a quick example because I'm just going to briefly highlight what I'm trying to explain to everybody. The amount of intelligence and amazing engineering in this current predicament we all find ourselves in is amazing. It's astounding. The intelligence is of a magnitude of unbelievable scope and scale. This area that we are seeing, this representation of time and space, and we have no idea what the actual physical thing is because we're taking our references in conventional past life experiences, and those of us who have been quantum affected have had literally our lives turned over, right, to see a whole new scope of possibilities. For example, this 2012 North American Atlas, Road Atlas, is quantum affected. This is a change in my perspective on my personality, my mind, and stuff like that as I've observed things and I've watched them change. For example, I was on an Earth that was conventionally much, much larger than this one. It would have been a super Earth, yet the gravity is comparable. Compatible, it seems. I can't tell any difference, even though there may be some, and I just don't know what it is. But the Earth and the representations of the Earth are constantly changing. For example, let me give a brief one to you. My old Earth, on the top part of the Earth, we would have had something called Arctica. It wasn't a hard land mass. It was an incredibly large area of ice. Now, if I could show you, this is Greenland and Iceland here. Now, they would have been in much, much different spots on my old Earth. Greenland would have been hundreds and hundreds of miles to the south. We're talking somewhere in the area between 500 and 800 miles down. Okay? The whole of the Earth, the top of the Earth, would have been white, like this, like you're seeing Greenland portrayed. And it would have been bigger. See how I take the map, the size? This is literally what's happening to us as representations. It would be like I was on an Earth that was like so, and then has been shrunk down like this, and gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. And the representation areas are doing the same. Now, I believe that the whole model, the entire possibilities of all the Earths in an infinite capacity, in the billions and billions of trillions of possibilities of shape and form exist, right? And something is able to control time and space and manufactures and controls the place that our environment with an absolute great finesse. Now, it could be an artificial environment. Yes, it could be as you say, a representation, a simulated Earth, right? If it's a 2D computerized Earth or something like that, you can do anything with it, and it doesn't matter. It's an amazing thing that we exist and we have intelligence in it and everything else like that. But let me go quickly and give you a couple of quick points. Baja California on my Earth was much shorter, right? Mexico was much bigger. America was much bigger. Earth was much bigger. Now, essentially what is happening with Earth is, even though it is diminishing in size and there's a tremendous amount of activity constantly taking place, an amazing amount of constant activity that's taking place. But the Earth seemed to essentially, as it changes its geography and its size and shape and its placement. It seems to lift off the existing, for example, the late 20th century and early 21st century Earths off of the surface, and reorganizes it on top of the surface of the Earth again as we go along. The Mediterranean is now much, much smaller than it was. You have Italy right here comparatively, where if you would have had the size of the Mediterranean, say, starting out here from Spain, going all the way out to, say, the Caspian, right? And probably further out than that. That would have been the Mediterranean. Now, everything is coming down in size and shape. It's contouring to the reconfiguration of the Earth. And we have a lot of changes. So as the Mediterranean gets smaller, instead of Italy being further along, much further east, it's much further west. And there's signs, evidence that the Chad Rift is happening, and it's opening up into the Sahara, going out to the Cameroon, Nigeria, and that kind of thing like that. We have changes galore around the Earth. My Earth, South America, would have been more or less directly under North America. Now let me show you what would have happened. If you would have taken South America and you would have moved it going off to the west, and it would have been hundreds and hundreds of miles, the Andes would have risen to a much greater height than they are here. And they were much bigger. They were much incredibly steep. And Argentina has lost a great deal of landmass and area right through here. It's gone into the Atlantic. Brazil has lost a great deal of the amount to the Amazon. It's widening out to the east and drying out. The north of South America is also changing. The Amazon basin was a much more steeper, more like a bowl basin, just filled, utterly filled. It was crammed in there with life. But the Andes, the western side of the South America was much steeper. So was North America. Everything was bigger, folks. And we have a tremendous amount of changes going place. Right now, the Earths seem to be all in a super silhouette kind of a matrix form, and we're riding a progenitor wave, okay? As the multiple Earths are in time and space, occupying every possible point in time and space, and at the size, all the areas are being moved and changed and switched around, and all the Earth, it is though at a point in creation, at say some billions and billions of years into the past, thrust into billions of years into the future, the Earth was propelled and existed at every possible point in space-time that could be in, every size, every configuration, but it still is keeping with this kind of a basic model of what I have known from the late 20th century Earth to this Earth now. Okay, we are hauling the mail, everybody. We are moving super, super fast through space-time, incredibly so. And the technology, the intelligence, whether it's divine, spiritual, of the flesh, man, alien, whatever, is astounding. No matter what it is, this intelligence that is operating this is amazing. Texas Danny out.